self-imposed quarantine day 1.
Now, what does that look like for us? Well, you're about to find out. And in all honesty, we just spent a week in the States spending time with family. I went to a bachelor party. Long story. We went to a wedding and then...
Wait, what time did you go to bed the night of the bachelor
Long
party?
story. And then we went to a wedding and then we had a brunch the next day. So needless to say, we have been around a lot of people. And that's has really nothing to do about the coronavirus and more just to do with the fact that regardless of the pandemic going on, we might be quarantining ourselves regardless.
Yeah, we slept almost 12 full hours last night, and I guess we needed our beauty rest, huh?
Yes, so with this self-imposed quarantine, basically all that's going to mean is that, like this morning we didn't go to the gym.
Yeah.
However, I don't know if that's because of our quarantine or just because we slept late.
Slept through the gym.
We're probably not going to take buses or Ubers or taxis. We're just going to go about our daily life as much as we can, but try and limit the amount of people we are around. That is by no means panicking. We are not suggesting people go stock up on thousands of rolls of toilet paper or really thousands of anything. Panic is not what we need here, but just remain calm and don't see people.
Take lots of naps. You want to show them what we have? Now, here are some things we have. You may have seen in yesterday's video a picture of our refrigerator which looked worse than a college boys refrigerator, which those are pretty bad. We had jelly, a big bag of pecans, 1 beer, and some like beef jerky sticks, and that was it. A huge bag of batteries in case we get really hungry. So I guess the interesting thing for Greg and I specifically, and you guys know this if you've been watching our videos, is that we go out to eat a ton. We take you guys along for a lot of those meals, but that is gonna change as we're gonna try really hard not to dine in anywhere, because I feel like, again, that's the opposite of social distancing, which we've been asked to do. So yesterday we went to the market. We tried to get, while there are still plenty of fruits and veggies here anyways, we tried to get lots of fruits and veggies to eat, as well as a big old bag of black beans, big old bag of rice, a dozen eggs, some bananas, things like that, as well as I've made meal prep. I've never done this before, but we have about a week's worth of meals planned out, which include lots of black beans, tuna, things like that that are non-perishable. We're actually about to go back to the market to just get a few more things, because as I wrote down our meals, we don't quite last a week with what we have now. So that's pretty much all we have. Today we're gonna make quesadillas. What else? Can you think of anything else we bought yesterday?
We have some pancake mix.
Pancake mix, so we'll be okay.
The transition's gone wrong. I think we now have a sufficient amount of food to last us for probably a solid week or two, to where we can still cook some meals and eat healthy. Maybe it seems like we're overreacting, but when we get back from a trip, we always go to the grocery store or the market once or twice.
We're so used to eating out that honestly, I don't even know how much we'll need.
Also, I think the biggest thing here, the way this will affect us, is typically we buy our groceries for that day.
Yeah.
Like each day we go to the market and get what we need for that day, whereas I think now we're gonna just still do that while we can, but always just be a little bit more aware of what we have at home, just in case people freak out and raid stuff, which we don't advise you to do if you're watching this. Now, I think the interesting thing about quote-unquote quarantine, self-quarantining, or what do they call it, social distancing here versus in the US, is like the US is like built for quarantines. Your life is a quarantine. Like, you live in a house that's, you don't ever see your neighbors, you don't talk to them. You have to drive everywhere. You don't walk around your neighborhood. You don't walk to the grocery stores. You just kind of drive everywhere. So like, I think my mom, my parents are now like, they'll go to the grocery store now if they need to. My mom is a principal, so obviously they've closed down all the schools, and definitely in North Texas. But whereas here we are self-quarantined, but we're obviously still walking around, going out and about. Like, we don't have a car.
Into contact with a lot more people here, so
it's gonna be interesting. I don't know, obviously I'm a YouTuber, by no means an expert, so let's keep that in mind. If the thing I don't know, it's just interesting. It's like, should they close down more things to help to fight the spread of the disease? But then again, if they were to shut down things here in Vallarta like they have in North Texas, I worry about the economic impact that would have here in Vallarta and across Mexico. So, I mean,
day by day.
We really don't know. Most people don't know. We're not gonna pretend to know. We are just gonna take you
a lot of naps.
We're gonna take a lot of naps and take you along for the ride, except for the nap part. That'd be weird. Now, I think one thing we've definitely been more aware of lately is just everything we touch on any given basis. And one thing that's definitely different in Mexico versus the US is the amount of cash, the amount of change, amount of peso bills, dollar bills that you touch. I'm gonna wash my hands. That's really all we can do, right? Is, well, that's not all we can do, but wash your hands. Let me make sure I do this sufficiently for long enough. Wash our hands, be as diligent as we can be when handling money, or being careful with what we touch, or cognizant of everything we touch in a given day, trying to limit our contact with people. I think in the US now they're saying as of this, which they could have just changed it in the last 5 minutes that we started filming this, I think only being in groups no larger than groups of 10 people. And one thing I keep thinking about is that I literally studied this. I studied public health, I have a master's degree in public health, but at the same time, we didn't study this at all. Never once did we talk about this being a possibility, this happening, what to do if this happens in classes of epidemiology, the healthcare system, infectious diseases, community health. So it's just scary if people like myself who are educated in the matter never actually studied it. I think that's just the part that's like, again, don't panic, don't freak out, but has me concerned. Well, we missed our gym workout, but we weren't gonna miss our workouts completely. We're gonna go on a little 3 mile jog.
Little.
We finished. Luckily it went hot outside. I can't imagine if it was, because that was too hard. This might be the best possible view you could ask for if you were to self-quarantine.
Yep.
Actually, it makes self-quarantining a pretty easy decision. Sorry Mom, sorry Dad, but it feels so good to be back in Mexico, does it not?
It feels good to be sweaty and sandy and socially distanced.
Sweaty, sandy, and this sunset. What was like the one thing when you were in the States that like you just missed the most about being in Vallarta or Mexico?
Maybe one of the words that compromises a lot is...
That compromises? Whatever. Comprises.
I don't know, I'm losing it. Day one and my brain cells are gone. Is peaceful tranquility.
Oh yes,
It's kind of redundant.
Yeah, life in the States can just be hectic. Not that it can't be hectic here as well, but maybe just our particular life in Vallarta, in Mexico as a whole, is a lot slower. Amigos, thank you all so much for watching. We're going to give you a little treat here at the end of the video. We're gonna give you like a minute and a half, 2 minutes maybe of just the sunset. If you're stuck at home.
Peaceful tranquility.
Just a minute or two of just relaxing. I am pretty stressed about these kids.
Yeah, my biggest concern right now, behind us.
All right, sunset time.